So I sent you a few questions. First of all, I wanted to ask if you could give us a little overview of the what is happening right now and how the organization that how do you guys work to help with the situation in Iran?
So I see this uprising as a continuation of the Women Life Freedom movement that started in 2022. In the media, many people talk about it like it is an uprising against economic pressure, and it surely is, because the economic is a really big issue for the people in Iran, but that's not the only thing, and the problem or the issue is much deeper than that. And we can see how it escalated from it being uprising against economy to be a war in the whole region in the Middle East. So we, the Hana Human Rights Organization, we focus on documenting everything that happens in the city of Iran's, from bombings to people that get murdered on the streets, everything that we can get from the inside, we will publish it anonymously, of course.
And well, I talked back in 2023, I talked to Negin Chiraghai. That's how I found you, the Instagram of the organization.
Yes.
And well, the second question is regarding the things she told me. I wanted to ask, with this advancement of facial recognition technology and the state control over social media, the internet shutdown, how the Iranian civilians managed to organize and express themselves without putting their lives at risk?
Yes, so the people in Iran are organizing under extremely dangerous conditions where even being identified can put their lives at risk, because the authorities use facial recognition and closely monitor social media. This makes many people avoid showing their identity publicly. So instead, people organize through small networks of trust and decentralized actions, often without visible leaders. Many activities also happens offline to reduce the risk of being identified. Another important method is that people document what is happening and send videos or information to human rights organizations outside the country, including our organization, the Hana Human Rights Organization. And we can then publish the material and show what is happening on the ground without revealing the identities of the people who filmed it. So this allows the truth to reach the outside world while helping protect those inside of the country. And this does not mean that people have stopped resisting. This is important for me to say, because it means that they have adapted to a system where the government tries to control information and punish dissent. The state can make protest very, very risky, but it cannot remove the anger and the frustration that people feel, especially after years of killings, repression, and internet shutdown that we also witnessed this time.
I also wanted to ask, how has been the solidarity between the different ethnic groups inside Iran? So you have all this, you have the Persians, you have the Kurds, and with all this situation happening, how are these groups working, if they are joining themselves or if it's each one by yourself?
So solidarity has grown because repression has become like a shared experience across different regions and communities in Iran. many younger people connect with each other through shared exposure to violence, state monitoring, and economic crisis, rather than only through ethnic identity. At the same time, unity is not something that comes automatically. The authorities often try to exploit ethnic and sectarian divisions, portraying regions as security threats, regions like Baluchistan, Kurdistan, and using these forces there in order to isolate them politically. So what we see is therefore a tension. On one side, there is a real movement towards greater recognition and solidarity across communities. And on the other hand, there is a constant state strategy aimed at turning diversity into division. So the challenge for civil society is to maintain a shared civic horizon while also acknowledging the uneven patterns of state violence in regions, as I mentioned, Kurdistan, Baluchistan, and the other regions there is in Iran.
And I know I have another question that I did not send you, but if you want to answer, it's about what do you think is going to happen from now on? We already had the breaking point of the attacks. So looking to the future and looking to Iran situation and the people inside the country, what do you think it was a good it was well, it's not good the word, but do you think the outcome is going to be positive?
I think this uprising is very different from the other uprising, because there is also many other states that is in this war right now. It's not only the government versus the people, it's the government versus the people and many other states who also see the Islamic Republic as a threat, not only to its own people, but to the whole world. So I think the outcome may be positive this time, hopefully, for the people to be free from this regime that has oppressed them for many, many years. Although I think that this war also will cost many lives, unfortunately. So yeah, I think there is a brighter future, but everything can change at any time. So I cannot say this with reassurance.
And what's the real value of international digital pressure? So does it actually reach the authorities, or it really helps people inside the country when we from other countries work together to broadcast what is happening, and sometimes to take the spotlights that are focused on other things that are happening worldwide and other countries that are more mainstream in the media, and talk about things that people are not really talking about?
International digital pressure is valuable when it creates three things. One thing is visibility, the other is evidence and consequences. Visibility matters because it makes it harder for the authorities to hide their abuses or silence victims through internet blackouts and intimidation. When the world is watching, it becomes more difficult to erase what is happening. Evidence is also very important, obviously. Photos, videos, and testimonies shared online can later be used in investigations, sanctions, and international processes that aim to hold those responsible accountable. And consequences are the most difficult part, I think. But international pressure can still increase the political and economic cost for the authorities by pushing governments, companies, and international institutions to respond. It also reaches people inside the country when people see the world is paying attention to them, families feel less alone, and it becomes harder for the authorities to hide their killings or abuses in silence. At the same time, online pressure alone is not enough. Without coordinated political and legal action, attention can fade and those responsible may continue without consequences.
So these were my questions. If there anything else that you think it's important to talk about, and feel free to bring it up. And if not, then I just
don't have any questions or more to say. I'm really thankful though for the work you are doing. It's really, really important to focus on Iran these days, especially because the human rights situation there is really, really bad and has been for a long time, but this time more than ever.